people didn't give him the credit at the end. Dana White came out. I want to say that, oh, he looked slow. He looked off. Even his coach came out and said, oh, no, he was just off. We had an off night. It was what it is. But you and I were talking and you said, look, the first couple of times I sparred with him, the things that I normally land on people, those things, they just weren't working with him. Like, walk us through it. Like, what about him makes it awkward?
His style is very different, and you don't really come across it very often. And so when you do for the first time, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, I can't, it's hard to hit this guy. He keeps landing this damn jab. And then, like, he's hitting you with the most simple shit, a teep kick, fucking jab, a right hand, and a left hook. For the most part, that's what he would land,
That's what we talked about.
He doesn't really, stray too far from it. And I mean, his style is he's standing right in front of you and he's still hard to hit. And, after training with him a little bit, I started figuring out a little bit more and actually made my game better to where, my striking got better. My wrestling got better. Like, he's a great training partner. He's a great look because of his awkward style, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, I think 1000% Sean won that fight because he won the fight. Izzy didn't lose the fight. Sean won the fight.
No, absolutely. Well, one of the things we just talked about your new nickname, and you are a pressure fighter. Sean Strickland is a pressure fighter. He puts you in a position where you're not comfortable because he keeps on closing the distance on you, putting you in the space that he wants to be in, and you either have to accept it or you have to adjust with it. And that is a difficult thing to do for you as a pressure fighter. What is it when you're facing someone like a Strickland that you think is the best thing for someone to do? Is it say, all right, I'm not going to give space, you're not going to give space, we're going to sit here and we're going to meet in the middle? Or is it, you've got to learn how to make those moves and get the angles to when he does step into range, you get him?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. For me personally, I have to be able to do both, like pressure him back at times and move him backwards, but also sometimes accept the pressure and work off of what I can do based off him pressuring me, if that makes any sense. So you don't want to be able to only fight one way. Like, if you can only fight forward, that's a problem. You got to be able to fight backwards and forwards and even side to side. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be able to adapt under pressure. Like, if you can only fight backwards, that's a problem. You should be able to pressure people at times. So for me personally, I like to approach it to where, yeah, I'm gonna obviously use my pressure and utilize my wrestling and utilize my striking and move forward at times, but also I need to be able to be slick and move back and be able to hit and counterpunch with you. So that's the biggest thing I think that I learned how to pressure a pressure fighter with Sean.
Did you watch that fight from beginning to end? The Strickland Izzy fight?
Oh yeah.
And so
oh yeah, dude. I was fucking on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Give me the breakdown. He also went out and trained with Alex Pereira as well, and then he's done a lot of work with you. One guy that's already beaten him, and yourself, a champion in another organization. But what did you see in that fight that Izzy was having problems with when it came to Sean that you were very aware of because you've dealt with it?
Izzy couldn't land anything like really clean, and it was really bothering him. Even the leg kicks, Sean was checking most of them, were making him miss. And then Sean would hit him with a jab, and then constantly Izzy was on his back foot, constantly moving back, couldn't land anything clean. And honestly, in the first round, Sean dropped him. So fucking Izzy's worried about his power now. You could tell in his face, he's like, shit, dude, this guy's a lot better than I thought, and I can't hit him like I thought I could hit him. And also, Eric Nixick's a great cornerman and a great coach. And he was telling Sean, Izzy's reads. I was actually like kind of looking into it, today. Like I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw someone post like, he's trying to set you up for the left head kick. Cause he went southpaw, was throwing the straight left. And then Nixick was kind of saying, hey, watch out for that left high kick after the punch. He's setting it up. And it's like, I guess they talked afterwards, Izzy and Nixick, and he was like, "Yeah, you were telling him all your reads. You saved that man's life." I don't really think he did, but like that just shows you how great of a cornerman and coach Eric Nixick is, along with how good Sean is. So it's like when you put those two together, I mean, that's just gold.
What about him makes people underestimate him?
It's just his style's so simple, but he makes it work, and it's just like they're not used to seeing this type of fighter. You know, he's not super athletic and explosive. He doesn't do very big movements. He's not cold cocking dudes, putting him out like Alex Paella. But I mean, the way he fights is just like years and years of like training and sparring, and he developed a style that works for him. And it's just like the mainstream just doesn't understand, like, man, in a real fist fight, this style works.
It's amazing when you look at his style, because he does a lot of things. If you're going to look and say, is that a good thing to do? For most guys, you're going to say, no, it's not. But for him, it works because he's so good with it, and he is so relaxed when he's in that cage. You can tell that he's just comfortable, and he gets into a flow, and he just starts moving forward and doing the same thing over and over and over again. And that just eventually gets to his opponent.